Greetings! They try to stop us, and they just can't, because I'm back. The movie was called Hell... Oh shit, I just forgot it again. Hell something. Damn. Hellfest. The movie is called Hellfest. It just released last week, I think, or this week. The plot is, spoiler alert, the plot is about Halloween night. 3 women go to something, a haunted house, I think, and it's a horror movie. But there's a lot of satanic, things in that movie. Probably. I'm not gonna decode it anytime soon, because I realized that when you even do decodes, even though you know what you're seeing, you're still subjecting yourself to the programming, and it takes a long time to diffuse that energy if you're not doing it correctly. And I didn't realize that I was doing a bunch of decodes and being subjected to this. And then at first I was like, well, it's okay, because I want to be subjected to it. I want to try to reverse engineer, if you will, the programs, so that I can try to pinpoint maybe either where they're coming from or the overall intention of the said program, or maybe it's the series of programs. When you start to look at, okay, let's see here, the masses are going to go see this movie, and this movie. But if we lay them out, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, and New Year's, with these set programs, that'll this, it's like a domino effect. This one will interact with this one, will interact with that one, will make the rest of them fall down. It's just that initial one, and then, but if you have a series of initials, you have a higher chance and a bigger probably amount that will fall. And I'm really sure that's what's happening. So, let's look into that. But yeah, my point is, I haven't done as many decodes in the past. I more decode like hypothesis, like I'll think about what it might have. I know that's not as good. And I read about the movies, but that's not as good either. So I'm just gonna have to meditate on it and gain a little bit more strength, and maybe find a new way to view the movie without being subjected. Let's maybe try like without sound, I guess, or backwards. Let's watch a movie completely backwards, or I don't know, sideways. Like the brain is a mathematical camera, right? It's taking still image after still image after still image. It's taking algorithms with every image. Our brains work just like a movie is projecting. Like we can sit here and talk about that stuff forever, but my main point is those 2 brothers and myself, believers of the faith and spirit, found ourselves removing the devil's device. That's basically what it is. We got paid $40 to move the devil's device. It's a giant screen, a bright screen, so they can play devil, fucking satanic, excuse my language, ritual enriched movies for the masses at a very expensive cost too. It's not cheap to get brainwashed. Okay, So after that, I go outside and I'm walking in this outside mall, and I look over and I see this giant scarecrow between two poles. They were like flag poles in the middle. It was like in the middle of like a garden. It was the middle, like a, like in town square or whatever. But it was literally like, like 20 feet tall, and it had two arms that were like stretched out like so, you know. And let me see if I can. It was stretched out. Oh, well, I'm too big. It was stretched out like this, with the two poles holding the hands, and then the body was in the middle. And I swear it looked like some kind of satanic worshiping going on there. I mean, yeah, it was just a little harvest scene, but like they had pumpkins and hay all over the little area, and it's an outside mall outlet, so in a higher, richer, part of the town. It's not even in this town, it's in a different town. But like I was just like, I could feel the energies, you know what I mean? Like it was not good. So I took a picture, or I started drawing a picture of the fountain, and I was just sort of, hanging out for a little while and was watching everything. Yeah. There was a total of 3 scarecrows. I couldn't really tell gender or anything. I might do another live broadcast later with like pictures, because when you're on your phone you can only do one or the other. Like I can't figure out how to. What is this? No. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, I can't switch it to be like screenshot mode, or like show you my phone. You can only do it when you first start the app up. It's weird, before you go live with that individual broadcast. So yeah, that was my experience, and the ending of my experience to moving in the devil's device. And it's crazy, if you never knew this, I guess I can draw a diagram of that. The whole movie theater screen. I know I've done a lot of decode on the actual screens in like the theater room, the acoustics, the way that the room is designed. It's straight up made for mind control, brainwashing and whatnot. But so this is the screen, and then the yellow. There's literally holes on the seam of the screen, I believe on all 4 sides. Because I was curious, I was asking the manager questions, trying to investigate everything I can in life. I feel that's my purpose. Let me get a darker. No, it's not dark. Oh shoot. Okay. So anyway, I know a lot of those dots don't look very precise. It's because I'm doing this with my finger. I have a very large finger on a very tiny screen. So anyway, this is the screen, and all the dots and stuff. Oh, that's horrible. All the dots and stuff are holes in the screen that make room for a spring. That's supposed to be a spring in the green there. And these springs line up on the outer part. It's like, you know, it's literally like a giant trampoline, basically. You got your holes and springs holding this giant, like, screen. I don't even know if it's silk. I don't know what material it is. Probably comes some kind of solar astronaut material, but it's hanging up there, and it's yeah, by springs. It was freaking weird. Oh, cool, I could delete it all at once. So, basically, I did it for the experience. Took the day off to do this extra side job. I'm actually, well, I could talk about that, I guess. I was doing a job where you remember that recall on the Volkswagens? They all cheated on the emissions test. Well, they're still working with the aftermath of that. And we actually have over 7,000 of those vehicles here in Toledo that are being housed or warehoused by a company called American Warehouse Company, or Automotive Warehouse Company, something like that. They maintenance these cars every 30 days. They drive them, check the air pressure, and make sure, you know, all the electronic components work in the vehicle, and they power wash the vehicle. Every 30 days they do this routine maintenance. They check the oil and the levels, you know. If the batteries are dead, they switch the batteries out. If the tires are bad, they switch those out, you know. These are all the recalled used vehicles. I don't even know if all of them are used. Some of them could just be from the dealer that they had to turn in. And they're just being warehoused until they're salvaged or sold off to dealers. Dealers are allowed to purchase these vehicles and sign a waiver saying that they will fix the emissions problem before resale. So I mean, they're definitely wiping their hands of this. It's crazy. Volkswagen has gotten into a serious issue there, but yeah, I can't do it anymore. So I'm pursuing other things. And that brings me to my main point of the story for today. Companies are popping up every day all over the place. I found this one on Indeed. Actually, I found the last two on Indeed. The one I'm doing currently is called DoorDash, and it delivers hot food to you, your location, wherever you may be, via app. And a person like me will go to the restaurant, we place the order, and we wait for the order, and we pick up the order, and we deliver the order. And we do it again, and again, and again, and again. So this is the newest one I found. It's called Postmates. Postmates. Arrived at my door today. So I'm going to do the unboxing here. Now, you find these online and you're not too sure about them, you know, because it's, you know, there's so many scams out there. That's the main reason why I do it, is because I try to find the scams, and, you know, I found a scam one time. They were trying to get me to send them money so that they could come into the country and purchase a house, and they promised me this amount of money a month to do all these things for them, and it sounded really good, but yeah, it was a scam. People get scammed every day, but this is not a scam. Postmates seems to be pretty accurate. You can always Google something before you complete the thing too. But they do ask for a lot of your personal information, and that's always skeptical for people. Now, these are really popular right now. They are very thin hot bags. They're insulated on the inside, or at least they should be. This one's not, very thick or insulated with a shiny material. It's black material. I don't really know, but I got this nice Postmates, cool little logo. A dude riding a bicycle with a cape delivering a pizza or something. So anyhow, it opens up. It's got a plastic piece in it that acts as the base inside here, like so. See how, let's try to get a good angle here. See how it sits on the bottom there? Creates a little bit bigger of an area. Now this bag is actually bigger than my DoorDash bag, so that's cool. But DoorDash, I couldn't even deliver one delivery with just the DoorDash bag. I actually have a Little Caesars Pizzeria hot bag that I used instead for the DoorDash, because the DoorDash bag is just too small. And they do tell you to carry a hot or a towel so that you can wrap the food, or take it, like, say you put your package in here but it's sticking out, you just take the towel, stick it in one end and wrap it around and stick it in the other end, and it's covered, But it also has a zipper here on the side to zip it up. I mean, they'll work for a 10-minute delivery, 15 minutes, 20 is too fast. Oh, speaking of the devil, I actually got a delivery, right? Okay, so I just received a Deal Dash order, so I'm gonna go to that here momentarily. So, also with the hot bag, you get this. Let's do this. Let's do things. It's a prepaid Visa credit card. Postmates. Okay, this says debit actually, not credit. But my point is, these companies are doing this. Many of them. Anything from groceries to restaurants to now, like, anything from department stores. I think this one is more involved with department stores, and that's why I'm doing it, because it's 24/7, and you can go to better store. The restaurant thing's okay, but restaurants take forever, and it's just not in my favored interest to be doing restaurants anymore. So I'm trying to get away from the restaurant and look for other things to deliver. So yeah, that was my point, is people are becoming lazy and are willing to pay for the luxury of things to be delivered to them. And if you want to make some extra money, you have a vehicle, you have insurance, you have some time, you know your city, you're not afraid to make encounters with random strangers, give it a shot. Especially if you have like a smart car or electric car, something you're not burning a bunch of gas in, because that is one of the main issues that I'm having. I'm driving a Jeep right now. It's a little better, but I do have a truck, and that's pretty hard. And you don't have to, deal with people riding in your car. That's another thing. Yeah, you can do Lyft and Uber, but I just don't want to deal with people. Like, I'd rather just deliver things to people. So, I just figured, why not give it a try, see what happens. So that's what I'm doing. So my point was, don't be afraid, to try new opportunities. They're out there. Don't feel like you're stuck doing one thing. You just have to make sure you can afford the risk. Always make sure you can afford the risk. Don't just jump out on a whim, because you don't want to hurt yourself financially or your family. But yeah, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is Will Mann in Toledo, Ohio. I'm going to be signing off here. Look for another live broadcast, maybe later this evening, sometime else in the near future, talking about a number of topics. Never really know what's going to happen. I know I didn't really touch on okay, well, I guess I will speak for one more moment while I'm driving here. I forgot my stick, so please, if you're live broadcasting, don't. I know I'm a hypocrite right now, but don't drive and broadcast like this. Use a hands-free device or something. It's just not safe. But anyway, you all received a text alert on your phones the other day, October the 2nd, I believe, at 2:18 your time, wherever you were. That's the thing. It might have been just 2:18 my time, and every otherwhere else it was, the same time, just a different time in your time zone. That's something we need to establish here. If anybody's out there and watching this and you're in a different time zone, was it, a different time? Was it not 2:18? I guess that would make more sense. Anyway, an emergency alert came across your screen. It said presidential alert, and then it said this is a test for the national warning first alert system, something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to say, if you don't realize it, but this is the first part of what's going to be the end of us. It's happening now. They're installing the system that they're going to use to usher us to the FEMA camps. It literally says this is a FEMA test. I don't know what else to say except for please pray and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually for the journey that lies ahead, because it's going to be a hard, cold, dark one. But He is with you always, by your side, being your light in the darkness. Jesus Christ, amen. Lord, help us all. Illuminati, peace be with you.